Hello, YouTube, and welcome, fellow knife enthusiasts. Today I got my entire Kershaw knife collection for you. So, this is going to be my entire Kershaw knife collection. I've been, buying Kershaws for years. Probably over 20 years ago, my brother got me and my dad both a Kershaw Leak for Christmas, and I just was always hooked on Kershaw. Kershaw was always like the knife, I thought. So when I got into collecting knives recently, in the past year, I've bought quite a few new Kershaws. Found them on eBay. eBay, there's just a overwhelming amount of Kershaws, and all pretty cheap, pretty reasonable. 20, 30, 35, 45 bucks. You can get a pretty good Kershaw. Of course, they have them that go up from there. So this one, and I love how they're all like, a lot of them sound like a year. This one doesn't. 1086. Diskin design. Haven't really heard of that Kershaw designer. Pretty cool design on this one though. Deep carry pocket clip. It is not spring assisted, and has really awesome action. Blade's too slick to try and get a spidey flick on it, but thumb deployment finger deployment works extremely well. Lockup's real comfortable on this. Not quite drop shut, but definitely shake shut. Back spacer feels good in the hand. I mean, it feels real good in the hand. You got a spear point. It carries really nice in the pocket. The way the pocket clip is, I mean, it carries towards the back corner of your pocket. Now, my Kershaw Leak, which when I get to one, I'll tell you the story on it. But if you're curious about the knife case, I think I found it on Amazon, and it's really cool, but it fits small knives. So I ended up putting my Kershaw knife collection in here, and it still doesn't fold up quite the way it should. I mean, even these knives are a little large for it. Next one's going to be one of my absolute favorite Kershaws. I do have a lanyard on this, just kind of when I want to feel like a badass and have a lanyard hanging out in my pocket with the skull on it. I don't know. I did carry this knife a lot. I like it because a lot of the Kershaw spring assisted knives, it's too painful on your thumb to try and deploy it with your thumb, and the D10's way too strong to deploy it with a spidey flick. So this one that doesn't have thumb studs, and it's real thin, most Kershaws just carry really awesome in the pocket. You don't even notice this knife in the pocket. This one is spring assisted, but love the blade shape of this. This is like a ZT blade shape. Really nice stonewash, smooth finish they do. This is like a hollow grind on this. This is just one of my favorite Kershaws here. Absolute favorite. Love the design of this one. And this is a 1881. And see what I mean about sounding like a year? 1881. Makes it easier to remember this one. It's 1881. And it's 8CR13 MOV, which is easy to sharpen, but it's a cheap steel. And the more I got into modern knives and collecting knives lately, I've got away from the Kershaws just because I don't really care for spring assisted anymore. I don't need it. I'd rather have a knife that's not spring assisted. Still love Kershaw. Still love carrying this knife though. It's just one of the best. And got a titanium finish on here. It's not titanium scales or nothing. I think they're stainless steel, but it's like a titanium anodized finish on it, or coating. But the next one, not deep carry. You can see it's pretty dirty. This one's had quite a bit of pocket time. This is an older one that I've had. Put a really nice edge on it. This is a knife I've had for years before I started collecting, so this is a 8CR13 MOV, so cheap steel that Kershaw likes to use. They do offer better steel on their more expensive knives. I don't really have any $80 or $120 Kershaws. Hopefully someday, but this is a R.J. Martin design. This is a 1730 SS. Now this one, I don't know if it's from, but there ain't no lock bar stop or nothing. And man, this has over travel like crazy. Just, it's, I don't know. It just feels really weak. I've had this a long time, so I don't remember what it was like when it was new. But I almost feel like it's always had this. I just didn't notice it before. And of course, this has been out from carrying it in my pocket over the years and it getting snagged on stuff. This might have been the one that snagged on my couch. And I stood up, kind of tore my cushion, ripped it out of the pocket, kind of bent the clip up. But I think that used to act more like a lock bar stop. And I had a bad experience with the Kershaw years ago because some of them, like this one, is you carry it in your right side pocket. Now the tip's sticking out. Well, I had one that came open like this in my pocket a little bit. I reached my hand in there. It was actually this hand I reached in. When I reached in my pocket, grab something, I pulled it out. The tip caught the back of my hand, and it sliced me because it was a Kershaw leak, and the tip wasn't broke off, surprisingly, and the tip was so freaking sharp. I mean, I probably should have got stitches. It tore my hand all the way down. Like, I was gushing blood so bad. By the time I pulled my hand out of my pocket was full of blood instantly. Like, it was bad. It was probably the worst I've ever been cut by a pocket knife. And after that, I really quit carrying my Kershaw on me. Just any of them, well, until I discovered tip up. Or, the ones that carry in your pocket where the tip's up, tucked in your back corner. Them are the best ones to carry because tip down like this, with the tip on the inside of your pocket, really bad. So, always look for that in a pocket knife now. It's definitely one feature that I try to always look for a pocket knife, especially if I'm going to carry it. I'm not going to carry one that's like this anymore, tip down, because if that tip comes out a little bit, and you reach your hand in there, get your change out or something, it just makes for a bad day. Here's another Kershaw. This one is not spring assisted. You can still find this Kershaw for sale brand new. Nothing special about it. Just really unique and different for a Kershaw. That's why I picked it up when I seen it like years ago. I've had this Kershaw for I like to say at least 10 years. Horrible action. Feels like it might need oil, might have sand in it or rust. Oh, that's grindy. Oh, man. Wish you guys could hear or feel how crunchy that is. Just crunch, crunch, crunch. Definitely not ball bearings there. But kind of a sleek looking gentleman's knife, and at least carries the right direction in your pocket. Next one. Damn. Nice pocket clip on there. Really like that Kershaw pocket clip. There we go. Oh man, it's a serrated. I absolutely hate serrated knives. They do serve a purpose. They tear through a steak or a pork chop pretty easily. And they're pretty decent for cutting like hose, like airline or something like that. Garden hose. But I don't typically care for that. I'd like to say this came with another knife in a 2-knife set, which I'm pretty sure is this one right here. And it came with a multi-tool. And it might have came with a keychain screwdriver to take apart your knives. And that's why I bought the 4-pack, was for the multi-tool is on my keychain. And then the little screwdriver I keep in my backpack for work. But I always have it on me in case I need to take apart a knife. It comes with several bits in it. But so I think this one was spring assisted. Definitely feel the spring. Yeah, I can't use the thumb studs. That's the reason I prefer this Kershaw over other ones that are similar. This 1881. Just because I've had knives with thumb studs on them where I've reached in my pocket and the thumb stud has caught my hand and tore it up. And sometimes the thumb studs, it makes it harder to get your hand in your pocket past the knife. So this one doesn't have a bad shape, bad ergos. I mean, for a beater knife to throw around in my yard while I'm doing yard work and shit, if I need cut a garden hose, I know it can cut a garden hose. Why not? Plus, it came with a 2-knife set and a multi-tool. That's the whole reason I picked it up, was for the multi-tool, of course. Or the screwdriver. That's the whole reason I picked it up. But here's one which is unique because it doesn't have a flipper. Not a lot of Kershaws don't have flippers. Wow, I almost got my thumb. That was close. Alright, gotta hit it just right, but it will fly open. It's not spring assisted. Wow, that hurts. That's about to tear up my finger there. Yeah, it's decent action. Nothing to brag about. Big hollow grind on the blade, though. Sure, it's a pretty slicey blade. If you haven't subscribed, make sure and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Yeah, that's... Wow, that's extremely slicey. Especially since I'm having a 100 subscriber giveaway. I'm giving away this ST Sativian ST131 with a micarta handle. Just an absolutely amazing knife with amazing ergos and fidget factor, and just so easy to deploy, and just really freaking awesome knife. But I'm going to have a 100 subscriber giveaway, so So make sure and hit the subscribe button. And I'll post a video after I hit 100 subscribers letting you know how to enter into the giveaway. But I did put a mirrored edge on this for the winner. And man, just amazing drop shut action on that. But back to the Kershaws. So this one, definitely not even shake shut. Just pretty bad knife, but as you can see, with that hollow grind on there, it's extremely slicey. Holy crap. Okay. G10 handle. Decent texture. Not sure how I acquired this one. The 1490. And it's an HCR13. It has a deep carry pocket clip, which is really different for a Kershaw this style. Like, I don't know. Kershaws, they always had a style kind of like this one or this one, which when you meet a knife guy, and you don't even have to know he's a knife guy, but a lot of times you can look down and recognize a Kershaw pocket clip and be like, oh, a Kershaw man. And then they'd be like, oh yeah, and show you their knife. But the next one, this little thing, this is surprising, man. This little thing is, as I completely screw that up, but it likes a push button there. It can't really do a light switch. I can if you commit to it. Oh yeah, you just gotta commit to it. It likes a push button. But watch this thing with the thumb. It only has a thumb. Doesn't have no other way to deploy it besides a flipper and the thumb. But watch. The sound of it, when it locks up, it sounds spring assisted. This knife is not spring assisted either. And this is going to be the Kershaw 2021 promo. Like I said, this came in the 2-pack or the multi-tool pack, which I do recommend for like 22 bucks. Get yourself 2 knives, 2 multi-tools. Can't fucking beat it. Really like the blade shape on this. Spear point. Pretty small blade. Doesn't say what it is, but I'm sure it's a HCR MOV 13 or whatever. They seem to really like that on their budget knives. But man, that thumb action on this is so satisfying. Makes it one of my favorite Kershaw knives. Just how small it is. Deep carry pocket clip. Extremely small. If I have a pair of like dress pants on or something, I'm going somewhere like church or something, throw this in the pocket. You don't really notice it. Sucks, I think you could only get that one as a promo knife in that 2-pack. Now this one, kind of popular knife you'll see on eBay. I wonder if, who is it, Benchmade or somebody? Makes a deep carry Civivi. Makes this deep carry pocket clip. And this does look like a Civivi pocket clip. I think it might work on here if you wanted to make that deep carry. But anyways, this one you can find on eBay sometimes for like 15 bucks. 15 fucking dollars. But man, I tell you, it feels like really, really cheap plastic. It does have nested liners. No, it doesn't. It's all plastic on this side. No liner at all. Carbon fiber glued onto G10. You can get this in different colors. HCR13 MOV. 1160. Onso design. Not real familiar with him either. Drop shot, not spring assisted. Has a very interesting flipper too. This thing's a really super low profile. And it's up way high above the pivot. I really like the flipper on this. I don't care for how cheap the knife feels. The knife just feels really cheap. I mean, it fits in your hand all right. So it doesn't have bad ergos. Extremely lightweight. Really awesome flipper. Works really well. Good D10 on it. Shake shut. Not bad. Especially if you're just getting into knife collection or collecting and you don't have a carbon fiber knife and you're a fan of Kershaws. I mean, for 15 bucks, not a bad deal. Now the next one is one that you've seen on other people's Kershaw videos probably. And this one has really good action for its little size, but it's a 1310. Oh, this one's spring assisted. How about that? Oh, and it failed. A spring assisted one that failed. Huh. This is not the one I was thinking of. But yeah, it works. Not a deep carry pocket clip. Yep. Doesn't work every time though. Don't really recommend this one. Pretty crappy little one here. I don't know. 1310. Next one I can recommend. Especially if you like spring assisted knives. Why not? This is going to be the Kershaw Highball maybe? Brawler? I don't know. It's a 1955 Rexford design. I have heard of Rexford designs. Spring assisted. But awesome action. This might be the Showtime. Awesome action on this thing though. Metal handle. Deep carry pocket clip. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Kershaw Showtime. If you like an all metal frame knife, really little pocket clip too. Really like the pocket clip on this one. Next one's not a bad design. It's one that I have carried on me quite a bit. Now, I hate knives that are different on each side. That's not the same. Like if they would have just added a little bit of carbon fiber on this side, it would have made it a lot better. But amazing action with this. It is spring assisted, but thumb stud works really well on this one. And it's really not a bad looking piece of carbon fiber inlay. Deep carry pocket clip, but unfortunately, this carry's tipped down for me. So that's a no-go. Amazing action on this 8310. Another HCR13 MOV. Next one, we got the Emerson. It's my only Kershaw Emerson. Does work alright to catch the pocket and deploy it open. This is going to be the Emerson 6074. Cool green G10 handle though. Not a deep carry pocket clip, but I'm a sucker for the skulls, so I had to get it because it has a skull on it that shows. Not the best knife though. I'm not really impressed with this thing. It hurts to disengage the lockup. They give you good access. It's just sharp. Like they needed to knock it down a little bit. It hurts. It's not a deep carry pocket clip at all. So they give you a third of the knife to hold on to pull it out of your pocket. I mean, a little excessive. The auto deploy, it always gets snagged up. So it doesn't make it like really comfortable to go in and out. If they would have made this a little bit bigger on the top, it would have been a front flipper, which would have made it a little bit cooler. Added another deployment option. I mean, the action's alright on it. When I got it, it was horrible. It was really, really stiff and tight. This is not spring assisted, so it was really stiff and tight. I don't know if I took it apart and oiled it, but I think I definitely tried adjusting the pivot, which is just a flathead screwdriver. That's a plus. And it has a pretty cool sound when it locks up. It's like a thunk. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I expected more. But I don't hate it. And I think it's like a $35 Emerson. So come on now. For a $35 Emerson, the skull on it, you can't beat it. I think they have another one that's a little bit larger than this. Slightly different handle shape. But still has a hook on it because it's Emerson design. I wanted to give that one a try, but after getting this one and not being really impressed by it, that's the reason I haven't got the other one yet. But you know what? Someday I might. It's on the watch list. If you're anything like me, I'm sure you guys got a few knives on your watch list. And this could be the Kershaw Showtime. I have no idea. But this one has a cool flipper, see-through design, takes a I don't know, it takes a special fucking tool to take it apart, which I don't have and want you to buy from Kershaw. Cost almost as much as a knife itself. This might be called the fly-through because you can see through it right here. I don't know if they did that so you could get oil in it better. I don't know. The action is great on this. This has some of the best natural action without like a spring out of any of my Kershaw knives. Just really, really fucking awesome action with this. I carried this knife a lot on me. Awesome pocket clip. Carries beautifully in the pocket. Just cool blade shape. Like, this is really, really functional for your thumb. It just feels so comfortable and natural. Just overall, really good knife. 1988. Good year, too. Just R.J. Martin design. 1988. It's a 8CR13 MOV. Man, art. Every single one of these might be HCR. That's crazy. You can see this thing just, that flipper tab just works awesome. Every time. Every fucking time. Push button it. Flipper it. Light switch it. Whatever. And it's not quite fall shut, but it's definitely shake shut. Think it's on ball bearings. Which a lot of Kershaws are not on ball bearings. If you ever take apart something like this, pay attention to the 4 or 6 different washers that they put in here stacked up. Some are so paper freaking thin, like it's just crazy. I don't know why they would do that. Next one is going to be the Kershaw Auto, which is really just a spring assisted knife, but instead of having a flipper tab, it has a button. This knife I thought was going to be a lot bigger than this. Just for some reason, I thought it was going to be a lot freaking bigger. It's a really small knife, but it's not that small. Like, it's over 2 inches. It's probably almost 3 inches. Just, it feels like a really small knife. Oh, yeah. Got a 3-inch blade. Kinda. Not quite. It's almost 3-inch blade. They're trying. He told her it was a 3-inch. But, got a 7550, made in the USA. Aluminum handle. It's extremely light. I think this was the first knife or the only knife I have with the aluminum handle. And I thought it was cool when I ordered it. It's cool green anodized aluminum handle. But it's real lightweight. And the blade just feels a lot heavier. Like, I don't know where the balance point is on this, but feels like the blade's a lot heavier than the handle, though. And I don't like how you have to use 2 hands to close it. Don't even give you a deep carry pocket clip. Carries really nice in the pocket, though. It does do that. Alright. It's 2-piece, but it doesn't have a backspacer. So that's cool. And the next one is one of my favorite Kershaws. I mean, the action on this is just awesome. I love the blade shape. Love the fuller on this. Very, very comfortable fuller. They have this one with a brass handle. I have to get it in brass. I just have to. They did make this one with more expensive steel. They made a ZT variation of this that looks identical but larger. And it sells for crazy, crazy fucking money. I don't know why, but it just sells for like $1,000. But this thing has amazing action. I almost like to say the ZT variation is assisted too. Or it might be one of the more expensive variations they have. This is not the XL. They do have a XL variation. This is a 7007 in tan, G10. Extremely lightweight handle. The only thing metal is the lock bar is metal. Not spring assisted, but the Spidey flick on this is so satisfying. Only thing I don't like about this knife is how cheap it feels. Awesome freaking pocket clip. Look at that baby. Nice and deep carry. Carries awesome in the pocket. I've carried this knife a lot. I really enjoy carrying this one. Absolutely love this knife. But it does feel cheap. Just, it feels, because of the plastic handles, it feels really cheap. It's extremely lightweight. I think it might be lighter than a Benchmade bug out. If not, it's definitely really close to a Benchmade bug out. No, it's way heavier than a Benchmade bug out at 2.8. But I would love if ZT came out with this. Again, an affordable variation. I don't know why the one they came out with is so fucking expensive. I definitely need the larger variation. I think even Kershaw has a variation of this that is spring assisted. But it's fall shut. It's fall shut. I mean, there ain't no shaking. It's just follows your hand right around. Something about the lockup, just when it clicks over and locks, I don't know, it just feels really, really cheap. Just, I'm sure the one with the brass handle, I'd be way more impressed with. I definitely need to get it. I actually think they've had a couple exclusive releases of this that came out with different handle material and different blades. So this is another HCR13, but I'm pretty sure that they've came out with more expensive ones that had better steel. Next one's one of my favorite Kershaws. I absolutely love this thing. This is one of their famous designs, American made. 1776. Come on now. If you're going to use the year 1776, you better have one badass fucking knife. I'm telling you. I forget the name of this one, but this is a really, really popular Kershaw. One you see a ton of. It comes out in different handle materials. I think green might be the most popular one, and then black. I think they have it in black. Something about the blue one I really like. It's an aluminum handle, but feels freaking awesome in the hand. Full backspacer there. Aluminum handle, but you got steel liners. I mean, this is a freaking heavy ass knife. Stonewash blade. I have carried this one a lot on me. Spring assisted. And did we all just see that screw fall out of the pocket clip? I have never... I've never taken this one apart. I try not to take apart or fuck with my Kershaws. They need oil, I just drip them through. Any other knife, I don't give a fuck to take it apart. I'll take it apart right now and fix it if I have to. But something about a Kershaw, I've watched videos and all the little tiny flat washers that they stack in there and everything else, and trying to remember how they were stacked in there. And yeah, I could definitely go without any of that. Almost feels like that hole is stripped out for the pocket clip. I think it might be. That's not a good sign, Kershaw. But really good spring assisted action. Awesome shape, awesome blade shape. do highly recommend this 1776. Well worth the money. Plus, made in America. It's one of my few knives I have that is made in America. Of course, sometimes, a handful of these Kershaws are made in America. Now this one, we got a mini and a big one, 2 different sizes. This is a Hinderer design. Hell yeah. No, I gotta get it. 1556. One day I will have a Hinderer knife. Now this one has a lazy ass action, and it's spring assisted. And you adjust the pivot, you can get it a little bit better. And once you know it's kind of lazy, you can make up for it when you push on it. But I've watched reviews on this knife, and absolutely everybody said that about the action. So I don't know why on these. And I have adjusted my pivot before to where the action was freaking awesome. And it works good with the thumb deployment. So maybe they wanted to make the flipper functionable. But overall, not a bad one. I like the small variation a little bit better. This is amazing action on this one. This is a 1555 Hinderer design. Both of these have the Hinderer lock bar stop. And this one just has absolutely a snappy, extremely snappy action. I think I did put a mirrored edge on this one. I have carried this one quite a bit in my pocket. But it is, unfortunately, a tip down carry. It looks like I can change that, though. Looks like you can carry this one any which way you want. So that's a 1555 and 1556. I don't know if any of these bigger ones had good action, but all the videos I've saw, everybody complained about it being like a lazy action. And I bought one anyways. I'm like, nah, I'm sure that, because the other one, I got the little one first. I'm like, the action on this thing is so freaking snappy, there's no way. So maybe they just undersized the spring in it. I don't know. And the last Kershaw I have to show you today is going to be another Hinderer design. Well, is it? I thought it was. Yep, Hinderer design. The 3920 HCR 13 MOV. This has a nice hollow grind on it for a Tonto. I feel like they missed their mark on the Tonto edge like a lot. I feel like the Tonto edge should have been to right here where this crease is. And then from there it should have been like a swooping blade or something. I don't know. I feel like the mark on the grind was way, way off. I looked at other ones online, and they're all like that. They all have the grind way down here, even though the crease is right there in the blade. And usually that's where your Tonto point is, off of that crease. So really strange. Cool. Kind of cool blade shape though. Definitely a unique one. This is a Tonto, reverse Tonto, I don't know, but it's just the way they did it is definitely unique. I like the handle shape of this. To me, this is almost like a direct knockoff of a Hinderer knife. Even though it's a Hinderer design made by Kershaw, but I mean, Like, I feel like... I'll just show you guys. Well, no. Maybe I can't. I don't have it out. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know where I put it, why it's not out, but alright. I'll have to show you guys another time, but I have a ZT knife that is a real similar shape to this. Different blade shape. But being a Hinderer design, I love any Hinderer design, so I'd collect any Kershaw that was a Hinderer design. I know there's a bunch I still need to pick up. Someday I will have a real Hinderer in my knife collection. Absolutely have to have an XM18 3.5. That's one I really want. But XM24 is a badass fucking knife too. So, thumb stud works extremely well on this. And looks like you can carry the pocket clip any which way you want on this thing. And it just feels great in my hand. I just love the feel of this one. Well, there you go. There's my Kershaw knife collection. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Kershaw knives. Let me know how many Kershaw knives you have in your knife collection. Let me know which ones I'm missing that I should pick up or should have in the Kershaw knife collection. I'm sure I'll continue to pick up Kershaw knives here and there. I mean, I just can't help it. It's definitely one of the knives. I mean, I carried a Kershaw in my pocket for 20 fucking years, so I've had a lot of use. And actually, I'm missing like 2 or 3 of my Kershaws that should be in here. I'm not sure where they are. They're like laying in the garage somewhere because I used it and set it down, or if it's in one of my vehicles or something, I don't know. But that's it. That's all I got to show you. Make sure you like, comment, and have an awesome day.